Thank you. Thank you, Daisy, for this. Can I have screen sharing permission? Okay, fine. Can you all see my screen? You can put thumbs up in the chat box.
Yes,
And yes, if okay, am I audible also?
yes, you're audible, Faiz.
Okay, yes. Now we are here for a mediation workshop by YCM. So in this workshop, we are going to cover the basic mediation principles, and you are going to wear a mediator's hat and going to answer the activity as a mediator. This is going to be a short, quick workshop on mediation. So before we begin this, I'd quickly want to do a mood check on how you are feeling now. You can turn on your camera so that I can see you are here. So it will be interactive. Yes, choose an emoji from the Zoom chat that best represents you. You can choose any emoji, like happy, sleepy, whatever it is. You can type, I'll give 20 seconds for this. Please put the responses in the chat box, or you can put the Zoom reaction also. I can see Manya's heart. Sam is very excited. Sorry, SAM is like code. Fine, fine, got. Okay, good. Good to see all the responses here. Yeah, most of them are happy and excited. Now, with that excitement, I'm going to ask this question. Have you ever been involved in a minor disagreement, a heated argument, even a full blown fight with someone? It can be with anybody else, be your friend, your colleague, most of your students. So, friends, your teachers, your parents. Yes, put type yes, and no, put type no. I can see only yes. Harshita JS, yes. Khyati, yes. Roshni, yes. Lot of yes. Mostly yes. Good. Thanks for responding. Yes, can see a lot of responses. With that, you're going to I'm going to explain the scenario. I want everybody to pay attention to this scenario so that after explaining the mediation principles, you will be going to wear a mediation hat. Okay. We and Jinx are co-founder of a company called Helato Gelato. Okay. They are best friends together and they together started the ice cream company. Now, V is the marketing head and Jinx is the operations head. They got it, their annual turnover came down from 1 crore to 10 lakhs. So eventually, they are in the frustration that who made this loss. So this picture portray that V is unhappy with Jinx and Jinx is unhappy with V. We and they are just fighting. You don't know how marketing is done and you don't know how to deliver it on time. So they will be going to the mediation to resolve their disputes. This is one scenario. Fine. Okay. Now we are going to go on. I'll be explaining the mediation principles. So there are three basic mediation principles as a mediator you should be knowing before doing the mediation, actual mediation. One is solution oriented safe space. And in this solution oriented safe space, you have four subheaders. So here I'll be shortly explaining what is the importance of a solution oriented safe space? Like you are a mediator and you have parties before you. The parties will be absolutely new to you. There won't be like those parties are not will not be your neighbors or your friends. So the party who is in front of you as for the mediation, they should get that confidence in you, as in they want to share, that they should not feel strange or they should not feel uncomfortable. This is the main motive for the solution oriented safe space. Under this confidentiality, as a mediator, you have to ensure the confidentiality. Confidentiality is under two folds. Like if a person is sharing the information with you along with the parties, that information should not go out of the mediation room. That is one confidentiality, which is one clause under confidentiality, that they should be absolutely comfortable in sharing the information in the mediation room. You have to ensure that. The second fold of confidentiality is sharing the confidential information in the private caucus. Since you are in mediation competition, you are, I assume that you are aware of private caucus. If the party wants to share some information that privately to you and not to the parties, then again you have to take the permission from the party that whether I can share the information with the other party. Okay, whether the information shared in the private caucus. So this is ensuring confidentiality under two folds. So it's very clear. One, within the room it should not go out. And second, confidential information shared in the private room should not grow. Private caucus should not go out without permission. Okay. The next important clause is the without prejudice process. Without prejudice means not having your rights and remedies will not be affected. That is without prejudice process. For example, I am going to give you a example of Mehrotra Associates and Kani Associates. Kani is a tenant who is living in the Mehrotra apartments. So Kani is the tenant, and Mehrotra Apartments is the landlord. So I'm going to give this example. I'm going to explain the scenario, and I request all of you to carefully observe the scenario. So since Kani is a male, and let's assume Mrs. Kani as his wife. So Kani has destroyed some amount of property, causing damage to the property, and Mehrotra want to evict Kani from the house, but Kani is saying that uh, it is unreasonable because there is no notice was given, and I made some reasonable damage to the house, so that's not an issue. So this is the issue. So I'm giving this is the whole issue of Mehrotra and Kani. Now I'm explaining the without prejudice. So no matter if you're signing the agreement and you are attending the mediation, and Kani confesses that I agree that I have made some amount of damages to the house, so I will evict the house. That's fine. I'll accept. Because Kani is sharing in that confidentiality. He wants to share it with the mediator. But that doesn't mean that Kani's legal remedies and rights are affected. So that is without prejudice. Even though he admits in the mediation room, still he doesn't mean that his legal liabilities are taken away. Mehrotra can't come and say, no, 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 you admitted that you will get evicted. Fine, fine, you can't go to court anymore. He can't say that. Still, he has his legal rights and liabilities. So this is without prejudice process. Names and roles and health. Names and roles, for example, I'm saying Kani is there and Mehrotra is there. So it's like people won't, what's there in names and roles? It's just addressing the people, right? No. This also plays a very crucial role. Uh, why? Because if Kani is there and other person is there, I'm keep on without what if Kani and Mehrotra are attending the mediation, and if the mediator says that if the mediator sees the mediation signing agreement and say, other person, let's say Kishore is attending the mediation and Mehrotra. There is another dispute between a person called Kishore and again Mehrotra. Okay, now let me say, okay, fine. Mehrotra, come. Kishore, come inside. Have you signed the mediation settlement agreement? Yes. Okay, now I'm going to explain the process. Sir, wait. My name is Kani, not Kishore. So, as a mediator, you should know who is in front of you and what is their name to assign correctly. And you don't want to mess up with the mediation process, because if you assume that this person is there, okay, this document is front of me, so I'm going to call that person in that name. So that confusion should not happen. So names and roles should be correctly asked. This is very important in solution oriented safe space. Fine. And health and safety. Health and safety in physical mediation, for example, we will be explaining, here is the washroom, here is the fire exit, we have drinking water facility here. We'll be explaining generally that these are the things um, that are available, you can make use of it. And let me ask you one simple question. Let me assume a mediator is conducting an online mediation and he sees the party, one of the parties taking a call from car. So he can see the steering and everything. The mediator is asking the party A, are you driving the car? He says yes. So, as a party, I want all of you to use the chat box here. As a mediator, you are knowing that you know that the steering is that a person is driving the car. Will you stop the mediation or will you continue the mediation? Fine, it's okay. Stop or continue? I need answers. God, I'm getting Adya, Prasanna. Kindly stop. Very good. Very good. I'm really happy with all of your answers. You understood the concept? Yes. As a mediator, you should not say, I can't schedule to some other time. I have to finish this mediation. Let me wrap it up. No, it's unethical. You have to ensure that once you found out and once they acknowledge that they're, once someone told, park the car somewhere and take the mediation. Fine. If you're good, if you're able to give that quality 20 minutes or half an hour, whatever as per the agreement you're going to give, then do that. Or else stop the mediation. No party A, I'm going to stop this. Please let me know whenever you're available for the next schedule and write an email to them. So this is how health and safety is very important. Now I hope everybody is clear with the solution oriented safe space. Okay, I will take the Q&A towards end, but if you have any doubts, you can put it in the chat box. I'll take it towards the end. The next important header in mediation is fairness. Under fairness, we have three subclauses. One is neutrality, impartiality,
Pfizer, can you hear us? There is some tech glitch.
I'm going. Yeah? Okay, fine. Neutrality is one very important. Can you not hear me?
Now it's audible. In between there was a glitch.
Okay, fine. Okay, now fairness I'm going to explain. So neutrality, let me explain. Neutrality means having no vested interest in the outcome. Okay, let me give you an example. Um, so my this Mehrotra Associates is located in the Koramangala, heart of Bangalore, and my husband is in search of a rental home there. He wants to move there and he's desperately searching that house and he has applied to the Mehrotra apartments to find a rental there, whether there is any availability, any slot upcoming in the upcoming months. So this is happening one side. And Mehrotra Associates and Kani's tenant house. Kani's house is located in the Koramangala. So in the during the mediation process, and I'm going to be the mediator for the session, and I know that Kani is having the issue with Mehrotra, and my husband and Kani's place is a 2 BHK apartment in Koramangala. I know for the fact is my husband is searching a 2 BHK place in Koramangala. Should I continue the mediation as a mediator, or should I stop? This is the question. I want everybody to answer this question in the chat box. Should I continue? Should I stop? I can say yes and no. Inform the parties and stop, stop, continue. Okay, there is a mixed answers. Now let me explain. So, neutrality comes under the ambit of ethics. Ethics means how will you conduct yourself. It's like more associated with your personality. So let me explain of the process continue. I'm continuing the process, and I know for the fact that I want this house. And how will I facilitate the process? I will incline towards, automatically my mind will incline towards Mehrotra's decision. Yes, Mehrotra, I think Kani caused reasonable damage. You may charge some exorbitant amount. So in my mind, no matter if I say I'm ethical, no matter if in the opening statement, I can say I am neutral. No, you won't be neutral. Your decisions won't be neutral because you know for the fact that your husband in need of this house and you want Kani to move. So you won't be neutral in this process. So one of the student have said, inform them, inform the parties that I'm so this is what is happening. So it's not fair if I continue the mediation process, so I have to remove myself from the mediation. This is the apt procedure. This is neutrality, which is not having any vested outcome. So I have the vested interest. This is neutrality. And coming to impartiality, people will often get confused with neutrality and impartiality. So neutrality is, if you have neutrality in your mind, you should immediately go, yes, I'm having vested interest. That's the example. And what is impartiality? Impartiality is not having any vested interest. It's just this, you are playing with your own biases, I will feel. Again, with Mehrotra and Kani is Kani dispute. Mrs. Kani, wife of Mr. Kani, is coming to my office and crying, Miss Mediator, it's very unfair that I'm having three kids, and I know my husband made reasonable damages, but it is unfair. And there are similar other people also in the apartment community, but that person is not evicting. And I feel we are being cornered. Why? Because we are unstable in the income. We don't have stable income. That's the reason he wants to push out of the apartment. Can you help save me? Can you help me from the situation? Can you save me? You know, you're a woman, right? You understand a woman. You understand a family woman, right? Okay, I hear this. Okay, now what stand should I take? So I'm coming to this mediation, and I know for the fact Mrs. Kani met me and spoke this. So I should not give my importance to the personal biases. So I'm a woman, so it doesn't mean like I have to favor women. You have to set your biases aside. You have to come out of this partiality, and you have to be you have to be set aside the biases and there as a neutral. So that is impartiality, not showing the partiality. And in this case, you don't need to discontinue from the mediation. You can just listen and take your own stand. That's what impartiality is. So, but you have to ensure to the party, yes, Mrs. Kani, I understand your situation, but I cannot, I hear your situation, but I cannot take stand towards you. You should make her understand that your process is to facilitate, not to take sides. So, this is impartiality and equality. Again, again giving to Mehrotra and Kani dispute. Mr. Kani is coming and asking me, Miss Mediator, I haven't attended any mediations in my life. This is going to be the first time. Can you explain the mediation process before the whole process, or can you send somebody from your office to explain the process? Said okay. Okay. Now, I want the participants to answer. Should I explain him the mediation process alone? Even before starting the mediation, I'm saying, should I explain the mediation process to Mr. Kani? If yes, put yes in the chat box. If no, put no in the chat box. Yes, no, yes to both, yes, no. So together, I got the answer together. That's good. Who said that? Daksh. Yes. That's where the equality, good job, Daksh. So that's where the equality comes. So you can explain absolutely because he is unaware of the concept and he is asking, you can absolutely explain. But you have to make a call to Meherotra. So Meherotra, I'm going to explain this process to Mr. Kani. Do you also want to know the process? Should you want me to explain? You can ask. No, Mehrotra may say, I have done a lot of mediation. No, am aware of the process. That's fine. So if Mehrotra denies, then that's fine. You can explain to Kani and just finish it off. So that's what. Equality means equal opportunities to both of them. Even if you're taking the people in private caucus and Mehrotra sits with you for 1 hour in private caucus, you have to ask and you should give that same hour and same time to the other party. That's equality. Got it? Okay. So, with that, let me take you to the next important principle: ownership. Ownership, authority to settle, volunteer. So, self determination. The parties who are here in the mediation, they should be aware of the process of what they are doing. It should not be said, okay, Mr. Kani, my husband told me to sign this contract, I signed. It doesn't mean that. You should be self-aware of the process and you should be self-aware of the things. Authority to settle is very important. Only if the people sign the agreement who have the authority to settle should attend the mediation. This is the first and important thing as a mediator you will be asking your parties. Only if they say yes, you will continue the mediation. And again, coming to voluntariness, uh, mediation is a voluntary process. You can't ask the parties, or you can't ask anybody to force to attend the mediation. So, with no further delay, let me do one since we're running out of time. I would like to ask just one question to have your understanding. So, during the joint mediation session, remember the V and Jinx co-founders fight. Okay, V claims that her co-founder Jinx has shared sensitive project details with a competitor. Okay, which of the following would be an appropriate response from you? You should wear a mediator hat and respond. V, I hear your concern. Please elaborate and then let's hear Jing's perspective. No, you are telling a lie. We should invite the competitor to meditate. Okay? Put the answer. Don't need to type the whole answer. You can put 1, 2, 3. 1. Everybody is getting correct answer. Yes, the correct answer is 1. Yes. This colleague Jing says sensitive project details. So this is the correct answer. Next. One more question. Jinx feels that the mediator is siding. You can put 1, 2, 3 in the answer, whichever you feel right, is siding. Jinx feels that the mediator is siding with B because of the shared background and frequent notes of agreement. Can you also tell me that this point is referring to which basic mediation principle? You can type that in the chat box as well. Option 2 is right. Fairness. Fairness. Under fairness is right. But because of this shared background and frequent notes of rot. So shared background is just because you have a shared background, it doesn't mean you have vested interest with V's project, right? It's impartiality. Got it? So the correct answer is impartiality, because many of you have written neutrality also. This is impartiality. Impartiality is the correct answer. Yes, with no further delay, thanks for and the correct answer is apologies if it seemed that way. As a mediator, I assure you I remain neutral and impartial, and my goal is to ensure equality for both parties. P, can you provide specific instances where you felt I was biased? So this is the appropriate response. Okay. Thanks for the active participants. It's really good to see. Um, and we will be the awards partner also, as Daisy mentioned. See you all. All the best for your session. And yeah. Yes, Daisy.
Thank you so much, Faiza, for giving your time. So we'll be sharing the details about how we are collaborating with the participants at a later stage after 14th of September once we conclude. And more or less, it is going to be a very fruitful thing to bring YCM on board, I believe, for the participants also and for the team as well.
Very good. All the best. I hope this mediation principles have honed your basic mediation skills, and all the best, for your future journey as a mediator. Use your skills while opening statements and rock it, all of you. Thank you guys. Bye. Thanks for the opportunity. Bye, DC. Thank you.
Thank you, Faiza. Thank you. I would now request the mock mediation team to please turn on their cameras. The problem statement for the mock mediation has already been shared with the team. The other participants may please turn off their cameras. We'll only have the cameras of the mock mediation team on today. Yes, the problem statement has been shared with the participants. They must have gone through the dispute that is at hand, the matrimonial dispute between a husband and wife, where there are certain issues pending to be resolved, which will be resolved today through mediation that the team would be going. So all the best, team, and now it's up to you. Oh, I request other participants to please turn off their camera. Kushagra, if you can please turn off their camera. Yes, thank you. Pratiksha, you may start. You may unmute yourself now, Pratiksha. Announce us.
Okay, yes, got it. Thank you. So, good morning, everyone. My name is Pratiksha, and I have the privilege of being your mediator today. Along with me, we have mediator Divya, who will be serving as your co-mediator in this session. We are pleased to be here to assist you in working through your issues and believe you'll find mediation to be a very helpful process. Thank you for committing to be here today. Now, moving forward, before we begin, I would invite each of you to briefly introduce yourself. Along with that, may I ask how would each of you like to be addressed in our session today, as well as what language are you all comfortable with? Ananya, we can go with you first.
Hi, I am Ananya and I would like to be addressed as Ananya only, and I'm comfortable with both English and Hindi.
A very good morning to everyone. My name is Faris. I will be the counsel for Ananya today. Please address me as Faris, and I am comfortable with both English and Hindi.
Thank you, Faris. We can move forward with Arjun now.
Good morning, everyone. I'm Arjun, Ananya's husband. You can call me Arjun, and I'm comfortable with both English and Hindi.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Dipti Sood, and I'm the counsel for Arjun. You may address me by my name, and I'm comfortable with both English and Hindi.
Thank you so much, everyone. Now, as your mediator, my role is to guide the discussion, support your negotiation, and help you put any agreement into clear settlement terms. Nevertheless, being here doesn't mean you are admitting any guilt or wrongdoing. At any time, if you would like a break, a private conversation with me, or even to end the mediation, just let us know. My aim is to make communication easier between you and help you work towards a settlement you both find acceptable. I am not here to take sides or give advice, neither do I have the authority to make decisions for you, and that is what makes mediation different. This process gives you the opportunity to shape your own solutions, one that truly meets your needs and interests. Before we begin, let me quickly explain how we'll proceed. Now, once we finish these remarks, each of you will have uninterrupted time to share what brought you here and how you see the problem. Now, since it's customary for the person who raised the matter to begin, so therefore, Ananya, I'll invite you first. Okay. And after that, Arjun, you'll have the same opportunity. During these opening remarks, I'll ask that we follow simple courtesy, that is, no interruptions and no inflammatory language. Uh, Now, once we have shared our perspectives, we'll move into a joint discussion where we look into issues more closely and begin exploring possible solutions. Now, at some point, we may meet each of you separately. Now, this is called a caucus. We use caucus to clarify concerns or to better assist you in reaching a resolution. You can request a caucus at any time if you'd like to share something privately. We may use caucus more than once, and if I meet with one party, I'll also meet with the other. Now, please don't read into the length of these meetings. It doesn't hold any special meaning. What you share in the caucus shall remain confidential unless you give me the permission to bring it into our joint session. Now, confidentiality is a crucial part of this process. Generally, if you tell me something in private and ask me to keep it confidential, I am bound by law to not disclose this information voluntarily. These are some exceptions. There are some exceptions to this rule, but I do not expect them to arise during our mediation. Now, furthermore, you'll see us take notes during the session, which is just for us to organize our thoughts. However, at the end of the session, we'll shred our notes. And I want to remind you that this is not a legal proceeding. Should you desire at a later time to pursue this matter in a court or an administrative system, this session will not delay or interfere with your rights to do so. I, however, will not willingly testify or for or against either of you regarding the information which are unique to this session if you decide to pursue this matter formally.
Thank you, Pratiksha. I would like to say this to both of the parties that your presence today demonstrate your willingness to attempt a cooperative problem solving. All I ask today is you sincerely agree to attempt to resolve this dispute and agree to treat each other with mutual respect and give consideration to all the suggestions made in regard to developing realistic solutions to the problem. Since this is an online session, I request that we follow a few basic ground rules for respectful and smooth discussion. Please do not interrupt each other. If you wish to speak, raise your hand or signal. We will pass on the floor to you. We will speak once at a time and keep the conversation respectful. If emotions run high, we will pause and resume when we are ready. There is no force or pressure at all. Your participation in mediation process is completely voluntary, and you can choose to continue or step away at any point. Our goal here is to help you both create a mutually acceptable agreement because the terms are created and agreed upon by you are only, and they are not imposed by anyone else. That is why over 90% of such settlement agreements of mediation are sustainable. Mediation is effective, efficient, and binding once you both agree on the terms. If you feel, if we succeed today, we can avoid lengthy, costly, and stressful litigation. And finally, remember that mediation is about mindset. It requires openness and willingness. With that, let us begin by hearing from each of you what brought you here today and what you hope to achieve today. Ananya, would you like to go first?
Sure, thank you. As I already mentioned, I am Ananya. I married Arjun in 2015 and our son Aryan was born in 2016. Since 2019, Arjun moved to Gurugram for his work. Since then, I have been living with his parents in Jaipur. Over certain time, certain issues arose between me and my mother-in-law, for which I shifted to my parents' house because I couldn't solve them. Now, my primary concern is Aryan's well being. I gave up my career to care for him and his family since the separation. I have been struggling emotionally, financially. I have been dependent on my parents for myself and for Aryan's future education and everything. I am open for reconciliation if Arjun and I can find a way which respect my dignity and ensures Aryan's needs are met. Now, I would like my counsel to mention if I missed anything.
Thank you, Ananya. So, at the outset, I want to emphasize that my role here as Ananya's counsel is strictly advisory. The choices remain entirely with my client. Ananya is here as she seeks stability for herself and Aryan, and she's here in good faith to explore possible solutions. I believe you have covered our core concerns, Ananya, and we look forward to a constructive dialogue under the guidance of the mediators. Thank you.
Thank you, Ananya and Faris. Arjun, would you now like to tell us about yourself and what brought you here today?
Hello everyone, my name is Arjun Mehta. I married Ananya in 2015 and our son Aryan was born in 2016. Since 2019, I have been based in Gurugram for work. My parents, due to their age and health, now live with me there. Ananya and Aryan have been living in Jaipur with her parents since last year. I respect Ananya for the sacrifices she made for our family, but I feel we need to find a balanced way forward. Like my biggest concern are Aryan's future and my duty towards my parents. I believe that if Ananya and Aryan come to live in Gurugram with me and my parents, it will benefit everyone. Aryan will have care and support from the grandparents. Ananya will have the space to restart her career. And together we can manage both our financial obligations and the needs of our growing son. I want to resolve this matter amicably and in good faith. I hope this mediation help us find common ground. Over to my counsel.
Thank you, Arjun. My client's primary concern here is the welfare of his son Aryan. He's here to ensure that the resolution is fair to both parties, while also balancing his responsibilities towards his aged parents. Mr. Mehta is here in good faith, ready to explore solutions that are both sustainable and practical. Thank you.
Thank you, Arjun and Deepthi. I am really glad that both Ananya and Arjun are considerate about their family, and that is why you are here to get your dispute resolved amicably and get a resolution which is fair to both of the parties and to make this a win-win situation, right? And to make this situation favorable, I believe we need to have a clear communication on three agendas, which are Ananya's career, maintenance, and reallocation. Please let me know from both of the sides that if you wish to add or subtract any agenda. Do you want me to add or subtract any agenda?
No.
Okay. Arjun, are you
No.
comfortable?
Yeah, I'm comfortable.
Okay. Thank you. Great. I believe with that, my co-mediator Pratiksha, would you like to go with the first agenda?
Sure. Thank you so much, Divya. Before moving forward, thank you so much, parties and the council, for sharing your perspective and sharing what you hear. I'll just first reiterate the agendas that we have created for this session. That is, first, we'll talk about the working status of Ananya. Then we'll move into the maintenance part of it. And third, our third agenda would be reallocation of Ananya as well as Aryan. Understood? Okay, so let us begin with the first agenda that we have in the hand. That is working status of Ananya and financial independence. What are your concerns with it, Ananya?
Yes, thank you. As I already said, I always wanted to work, but due to marriage, I gave up my career. Before the marriage, I had my MTech degree, but after Aryan's birth, I choose our family. So now Aryan is already grown up kid, so I want to restart my career. For that, I need time and stability to find a good job for myself.
Okay, thank you so much for sharing your thoughts, Ananya. I understand it is important for you to start working again. So, Arjun, what are your thoughts on this?
I fully support Ananya if she wants to work. In fact, I think it's good for her and Aryan to see his mother pursuing her career. But my main concern is then who will look after Aryan when she is at work? Like right now, her parents are helping in Jaipur. If she moves to Gurugram with me and my parents, Aryan will have grandparents at home to take care of him. And Ananya will be free to focus only on her career.
I really appreciate that you support me, Arjun, but my difficulty is still the same. Living with your parents, we already had many issues, and you are aware of this. I don't want to return to the same environment.
Ananya, I understand your concern. I know things were difficult when we lived with my parents, and I don't want us to repeat the same problems. If relocating to Gurugram works for you and Aryan, then definitely yes, we can stay separately there. I'll still take care of my parents, but I also want you and Aryan to feel comfortable and secure.
But you now agree that I will be working and you will support me for that, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Okay, thank you so much, Arjun and Ananya. I believe we are at a similar ground here, that Ananya, you are willing to work, and Arjun, you are comfortable with Ananya working, right? If I'm not wrong.
Yes.
Okay, thank you so much. So I believe we have come on an agreement with regards to our first agenda today. That is the working status and financial independence of Ananya. Ananya has showed her willingness to work and work towards financial independence, and Arjun has no issues with it, and he is ready to support Ananya with her decision. So thank you so much with that open communication. Councils, would you like to go ahead? Faris?
Thank you, Pratiksha. I just want to say that before the beginning of this mediation, this was a major concern for Ananya, as not only do we believe that Ananya can work, it is a strong desire of hers to be able to pursue her career and put her degree to use. So I would say we are very content with the resolvement of this first issue, that Ananya will be able to restart her career. So thank you. There's nothing more to add.
Thank you so much, Faris. Deepti, do you have something to say on this?
Yes, Pratiksha, thank you. So, as per our understanding, both the parties have reached an agreement, and from Arjun's side, as we had put it forward before, Aryan's welfare is of utmost importance. So, while also keeping that in mind, my client has ensured that he is also able to facilitate and help Ananya in being independent in any way possible. Thank you.
Thank you so much, councils. Now, I guess we are ready to move forward with our second agenda for the day, right? Okay, co-mediator Divya, you can take up the second agenda. Thank you.
Thank you, Pratiksha. Uh, Thank you to both of the parties for having clarity on their career discussion. I would really like to congratulate to both of the parties because it's the baby steps that count, right? And I'm glad that we are making such a process. Let us now move to the second agenda, which is maintenance and financial support. Ananya, would you like to begin by stating what are you seeking?
Sure. Since right now I have no income, I am asking for 60,000 per month because RN schooling almost costs 1.2 lakh per a year. Plus, he is a very good at studying sports for the other curricular activities and our daily expenses. I am looking for at least 6,000 per month for myself and for RN. Right now I am not stable. I need some time to find a good job for myself too. So till then I am looking for this much.
Thank you, Ananya. Arjun, could you share your perspective, please?
So I want to be clear. I'm absolutely willing to support Arjun. That's why I'm offering 25,000 every month for him. But I cannot agree to pay spousal maintenance to Ananya as she's educated, she has an MTech degree, and she's capable of working. My parents are old. I have an EMI of 25,000 and medical expenses for them are 20,000. I just cannot take on more.
But Arjun, this is so unfair. Like in 20,000, it's impossible for us to manage. I can't live on my parents' financial support throughout the year or I until I find a job for myself. It's very unfair. They also have their own expensive and all the thing. And I'm just asking for myself and our son, nothing else.
That's not true. I have supported you and Aaron all these years. Even when there were issues with my parents, I agreed to live separately before. I have never abandoned my responsibilities. But I cannot be expected to fund everything while you stay at home.
Okay, okay. Arjun and Ananya, if you have a glass of water nearby you, please have it. I can see that emotions are running high and this issue is very sensitive to both of you. Let us take a pause for a moment. Our aim here is not to argue but to find a workable solution, right? And since this discussion is becoming heated, I suggest we move into a private meeting caucus so each of you can speak more freely. We can then see how we bridge this gap, right?
Sure.
Pratik, would you like to take the caucus of Ananya?
Sure, thank you so much, Divya. Hello, Ananya. Thank you for agreeing to meet us privately. The purpose of this session is to allow us to speak openly and explore our concerns or ideas you might not feel comfortable sharing in the joint session. What we discuss here will remain confidential unless you specifically give me the permission to share something with the other party. I'll check with you before sharing anything. This is an opportunity for you to speak freely about your perspective, priorities, and any possible solution you'd like to explore. So we can talk about your concerns now, Ananya.
Firstly, right now I'm feeling very hurt. Like I gave up my career for his family, for our son. Now he is like telling me to over the night get on my step and start working. Like it's impossible for me. He is like not supporting me or for this. Like I'm truly hurt right now. Since the separation, I have been dependent on my parents. I am living on their expenses. Now I don't know what to do.
Thank you, Ananya, for sharing your concerns and what you're feeling right now. From what I understand is you are unhappy with your living situation right now, and you feel like you are not really looked upon by Arjun, right?
Yes, I am not saying I don't want to work. I am telling him that I am going to, but for that I need some time for myself to find a stable job, to look into the things that have changed. I had my MTech degree before our marriage. Till then, I need some support from Arjun.
I completely understand your situation and where you're coming from, Ananya. Thank you for sharing. Faris, do you have something to add on?
Thank you, Pratiksha. So I would just like to mention that I believe that the number that we've put forward here today is not an unreasonable amount. It is an amount that is required for a mother and son to take care of their daily expenses. And while we are very content that there was agreement on the first issue in terms of Ananya restarting her career, our position is very clear for now. Ananya deserves spousal support, at least temporarily until she can get back on her feet. Because as she has mentioned as well, her career break was for the benefit of the family. It was not out of selfish motives. That said, we do recognize the mediation process, and while we have put a number forward, we are willing to discuss compromise. We are willing to come down to an amount that is suitable for both parties, provided that Aryan's education and healthcare is taken care of, because that is Ananya's primary concern. As long as those needs are met, we are here and we respect the mediation process, and we're willing to agree to a more suitable number.
Thank you so much, Faris, for clearing the stance up. From what I understand is we are willing to be flexible with the numbers here, right? So, what are your minimum expectations from this settlement, Ananya? Can I have a number?
My bottom line can be 40,000 or 45,000 per month, but part of which should directly cover RN schooling. In addition, I want education and healthcare fund for RN to be set aside by Arjun for his future. Is for his future. I don't want any compromises in that, and I need temporary support for myself until I find a job.
Okay, thank you, Ananya. Just give me a moment to write it down once. Okay, so from what I have heard and gathered from Ananya's statement is she's willing to come down to 40 to 45,000 per month, right? And that is, in addition to it, she wants to Arjun to directly cover the financial aspect of schooling as well as healthcare for Aryan, right? And then she is also seeking a temporary support until and unless she is on her feet, right? Okay, so are we okay with this information sharing with Arjun?
Yes.
Okay, thank you so much. And thank you for openly communicating to me, Ananya. And I am at a better position to understand your concerns and what you are seeking exactly. Thank you for being here. We can now join the joint session. Okay, Divya, we can proceed with the second caucus for Arjun.
Okay, thank you, Pratiksha. Thank you, Arjun, for agreeing to this private session. I want to remind you that what you share here today will remain confidential unless you specifically allow me to carry something back to Ananya. This is your chance to speak freely. How are you feeling right now about this discussion so far?
It's frustrating. I feel like Ananya is ignoring my reality. I have parents who are old and dependent on me. Their medicines and treatment cost about 20,000 every month. On top of that, I have a house EMI of 25,000 and my own living expenses in Gurugram are around 20,000. Out of my 1.2 lakh salary, there isn't much left after all this.
So finances are very heavy burden on you right now, and you are worried how to balance your parents' needs with Ananya's and Arjun's expenses. Is that right?
Exactly. I want to support Aryan fully, and I'm ready to increase my offer from 25,000 to maybe 30,000 or even 35,000 for him. And I can even consider a temporary support for Ananya, like say 10,000 to 15,000 for 6 to 12 months, just until she gets back on her feet. But I cannot commit to long term spousal maintenance as she is educated enough to find a job. And if my counsel wants to add something, so over to her.
Thank you, Arjun. So, Arjun's main concern here is avoiding an open ended liability. As my client has already put forward his fiscal responsibility, financially he is already stretched too thin. So, considering the facts, I believe that my client is offering quite a fair amount. What we could work out here is that we could maybe make a higher contribution for Aryan's schooling plus short-term support for Ananya as well. This could incentivize her to resume her career while also giving her the breathing space to find a suitable opportunity.
Thank you, Deepti. Arjun, what do you feel about creating a separate fund for Arjun for health and schooling for his future?
Yes, I'm comfortable with it.
Great. That is really helpful, and I will keep that in mind. So, just to summarize your position and to see whether we are on the same page or not, you are willing to raise your contribution for iron to 30 to 35,000, and you are comfortable in setting up of education and healthcare fund to secure RN's health and school for future needs, and you can offer temporary support to Ananya for 6 to 12 months for 10 to 15,000 until she is back on her feet. Is that accurate?
Yes.
Okay. Thank you so much. This really gives me a clearer sense of your flexibility and your priorities. Arjun, will you be okay if what we have discussed, I bring it to the table in the joint session?
Yeah, sure.
Great. I will now meet you with Ananya in the joint session to explore her perspective as well.
Okay.
Thank you both for your constructive discussions in the private sessions. We really appreciate your openness. And now, since we are back to the joint table, I will share what each of you has agreed and consented to be put on the table. Arjun has expressed willingness to increase his contribution for Aryan's expenses from 25,000 to 30 to 35,000 per month. In addition, he is open to providing a temporary allowance of 10 to 15,000 per month for Ananya for a limited period of 6 to 12 months until she is back on her feet. He also suggested setting up of education fund and healthcare fund to secure Aaron's school and health for the future needs. Arjun, is that correct?
Yes, that's correct. I want Aryan's education and future to be fully taken care of, and I'm ready to help Ananya for a while, but not indefinitely. I believe this is a fair balance.
I really appreciate Arjun that you have increased the offer, but my concern remains still the same. This is not enough for Aryan's schooling as well as his other activity and our daily expenses. I am asking for some because I have no income yet. I am dependent on my parents for our expenses and his needs. I still agree that Arjun's education and needs must be secured first.
Thank you, Ananya. What I hear is that you welcome some increase but still feel that it falls short, and your condition for reconciliation remains uh, same. At the same time, we both agree that Aryan's well-being and education are the top priority, and this is an important point of common ground for both of you. To be Aryan to be secure financially as well as emotionally. But I feel there are still differences on the level of maintenance and on living arrangements, but we can see progress in your willingness to discuss more options, right?
Um, Before we continue with this, I believe I should interfere. And I guess it is a lot to process for today. And it would be good for us to adjourn the session for the day. And this shall give you the time and the space for you to understand what we have talked about today and come up with more solutions with an open mind. We can reconvene at a later date and discuss from where we have left and come up with more solutions, right?
Thank you, Pratiksha. Just before closing of this session, let me just quickly summarize our session from my notes. Uh, First of all, thank you so much, Ananya and Arjun, and the councils, Paris and Deepthi, for participating sincerely today. We want to acknowledge the progress we have made so far. First of all, both of you has agreed that Aryan's education and health must come first. Arjun has shown readiness to enhance his financial contribution for Aryan and to provide temporary support for Ananya. Ananya has also expressed her intent to start her career and move towards independence. We also know that some issues remain unsolved, particularly regarding the amount and the duration of financial support and the living arrangements. But we encourage both sides to reflect on today's dialogue and we suggest reconvening for another session where we can work on bridging the gaps, right?
I'm truly grateful for today's session. Thank you, mediators Pratiksha and Divya. I just want stability and dignity for myself and a good future for our son. I hope that we can continue this and find a fair solution. My focus is Aryan's future and my career and my journey to rebuild my career. Thank you so much.
We want to thank the mediators for facilitating such a respectful process today. As noted by mediator Divya, some of Ananya's concerns still remain to be addressed, but we do acknowledge Arjun's willingness to come forward and we welcome his advances here and we look forward to building on this progress in the next session.
Thank you to the mediators and to Anya's side for today's exchange. My commitment has always been Aryan's welfare, and I'm willing to make compromises to secure his future. I also appreciate Ananya's decision to restart her career, which I support.
We thank the mediators for facilitating this conversation today. We believe that both the parties have shown a constructive spirit. While Arjun has demonstrated flexibility in increasing his contribution, Ananya has also shown an understanding towards Arjun's situation. We hope that in the next session, both parties can come to an amicable solution that is both workable and sustainable.
Thank you so much for being here, everyone. Thank, Thank you so much, everyone, for being here today. It was a delighted conversation, and I thank each of you to maintain the respect that was expected out of you in this conversation today and in this session today. Since I understand Arjun's anxiety with regards to the financial instability that might occur, however, we need to significantly also understand the situation of Ananya. So we are all comfortable with taking up the issues, that is, first with regards to the maintenance from where we left it today, and second, that is for the relocation part of Ananya and Aryan. So we'll take up this issue in the next session. The timings of and the date of the session will be in accordance with your convenience, and the same will be shared with you all. Thank you so much for being here. And I'm delighted to state that the first agenda of the day, which was the financial independence and working status of Ananya, has been covered, and we are at a settled agreement. Thank you.
Thank you, everyone. Thank you so much for demonstrating the mock mediation in a very beautiful way to all the participants present here. I believe we have reflected how a general mediation in Samahar is going to happen. Not, I would make a disclaimer here that this was just a reflection, this was just a demonstration of how generally the mediation occurs, which comprises of the opening statement, joint session, caucus, rejoin session, and then the conclusion. The strategies, the ideas, the tactics may be used by the team separately depending upon the proposition that has been provided to the team. So thank you, everyone. Thank you, Arjun, aka Khushi. Thank you, Deepti. Thank you, Faris. Thank you, Pratiksha. Thank you, Divyan. Thank you, Manya, aka. So yeah, now I think we may conclude the mock mediation. Any participant who has any query may raise their hand. We may take up the questions if there is it. Please raise your hand because then only we'll allow you to unmute yourself. In case not, then we may end the meeting here. Yes. Yes,
Daisy,
Ashwin.
anyone who's not named themselves properly, we'll not be unmuting them and taking their question.
I think the problem remains with Ashwath. Ashwath, you have not renamed yourself. Guys, you can also see on the screen that how the team has renamed themselves. It's the same pattern that we'll be following in the competition also, your team code, your role, and your name. So please first do that, then only we'll be allowing you to unmute. So I'll first go with Harshit because Ashwath, you have yet not renamed yourself. Yes,
Yes,
Ashwath.
so this is Harshita. I
Yes.
just had to clarify one thing that during the private caucus, the other party will be moved to a different room by the volunteers, right?
Yes.
Okay, that's all I wanted to know. Thank you. It was a lovely session. Thank you.
Thank you. Aradhya. Aryadri. Sorry, Aryadri. Aryadri. So I have allowed you to unmute. Yeah.
Thank you, ma'am. It was a lovely session. Thank you. It was very insightful. I just wanted to know, ma'am, what is the timing? Like 45 minutes is the whole, but how we have to divide the time? Like
The
for
45 minutes, if you would have gone through the brochure, Aryadri, the timing has been mentioned in the brochure. It's a total session of 45 minutes, which also comprises of the caucus time. Caucus for each party has been divided into 7.5 minutes, 7.5 minutes. So a total of 15 minutes has been kept for caucus for both the parties. Is
okay,
that
ma'am.
clear? Yeah.
Ma'am, opening statement and closing statement and all those procedures that the time division will be on the participants then.
Sorry, opening and closing?
Opening statement by the mediators, by the negotiating pairs, the time division will be on the parties and with the participants, then they will decide then.
See, the whole session has to be concluded in 45 minutes. If you would have seen them performing right now, they have concluded the session there within the given time limit only. So whatever you do within the 45 minutes is totally the arrangement between the teams. Your opening statement has to be covered in that, your joint session, your caucus, everything has to be covered in the 45 minutes only.
Okay, okay. Thank you, ma'am. Got it. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Radhika, I have allowed you to unmute.
Good morning, ma'am. Ma'am, I had two doubts. First of all, regarding the draw lots, like when will we get to know the sides the parties are
12th of
representing for the
September.
name?
12th of September.
Okay, ma'am. And secondly, I'm still facing the issue of not getting my virtual background here on Zoom itself. I'm from
You
laptop
joined on
today.
laptop?
I'm from laptop today, but I still can't figure out. I tried the option that you told yesterday itself, but I still can't do that. So
Okay. Can you see the video option there, Radhika?
yes, ma'am.
There is a arrow up button over there.
Yes, ma'am.
Press on that.
Yes, ma'am.
There is a adjust background and effects.
Yes, ma'am.
Click on that. Then you have camera, you have virtual backgrounds. Can you see that?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Click come on virtual backgrounds.
Yes, ma'am.
There is a plus option. Add image.
Option.
Plus being shown on the screen.
Oh, yes, ma'am. Okay, okay, got it. Add image. Perfect. Okay, ma'am. Thank you so much.
Rashi, I've allowed you to unmute.
Thank you, ma'am. Since you told that each caucus, like caucus time for each participant is 7.5 minutes. However, is there a bar as to how many caucuses can one party have?
Yes,
One
only
caucus
one
for.
caucus. Only one caucus, no double caucuses allowed.
All right, thank you.
Thank you. Any other question? All right. Thank you, everyone. We'll conclude the session for today. Thank you for joining. Tushar, do you have question?
Hello. Good morning, ma'am. Yes, I have one question. The session was concluded in the second agenda. What about the third agenda? They have not discussed that and they have taken the day off.
Yes. So since you have a time limit, it's not necessary that you conclude the whole mediation in that time limit. It's totally depends upon the time, tactics, strategy that has been used by the team. Say, suppose they have even been able to resolve one agenda. You might not even be able to resolve one agenda also. It would depend upon how the requesting and responding party is cooperating in the session. So in case you're not able to resolve all the agendas, that's not an issue at all. But how you conclude, like if you would have seen, they have said that it seems that the parties are going a bit aggressive. Let's cool them down. Let's adjourn the matter for today. So depending upon the facts and circumstances, how you're concluding the mediation also, that's also something you will be marked upon. So it's not necessary to resolve all those. Tushar, are you sorted?
Yes, ma'am. If there is a heated problem, the heated argument is going on, then we can take a day off
You can, it's not a day off.
after the caucus. After the caucus.
Yes, it's not a day off. Now you have to strategize how you are concluding your mediation. If you are done in 40 minutes, say suppose you have resolved only one issue in 40 minutes after the caucus session also, then you're only left with 5 minutes. You'll have to conclude that session in 5 minutes. Right? You're I think I'm on the right track. I'm on the right track. Are you able
Yes,
to
ma'am.
go? Yeah.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you.
Radhika, your hands are still raised. Is there any other question?
Yes, ma'am. Actually, there is one more thing. In case the parties don't mention, like, if they say no to a private caucus, so in that case, the time allotted for private caucus, that is 15 minutes overall, can we utilize it for the general joint session or will
Yes.
it not be taken up?
No. Say, suppose if the parties conclude their caucus in 2 minutes only, so you still have 5.5 minutes left, right? So that 5.5 minutes will be added in the joint session only, in the overall 45 minutes. So if in case you are able to resolve your, conclude your caucus in 1 minute, so the maximum time limit for caucus is 7.5 minutes. Okay? Radhika, yeah, okay. Mishka, I'll unmute you. Ashish, you have not renamed yourself, though I will not unmute you. Mishka, you can
Ma'am,
go ahead.
yes, ma'am. My doubt is if clients also have to give opening statements.
Yes.
So
The
everyone
client's
has to give.
openings, sorry?
Even the council and the client both will have to give opening
Yes.
statements.
So the
Okay.
opening statement differs from role to role, like the mediator sets the ground rule, etc., etc. The opening statement of the parties mainly describes their dispute,
Okay,
their
ma'am.
part of the dispute. So that is their part of opening statement.
Right, ma'am. Thank you.
Okay. Uh, Mishka, please lower down your hand. Shubh,
Hello, ma'am.
hi.
Ma'am, I had a simple question. If the parties are like very covalent to each other, and supposedly they end the discussions well before the time, for example, within 35 minutes, they're all amicable and all this, set everything aside. And what to do then, ma'am?
Sorry, last part I couldn't hear. If
And
they
what?
conclude within
Yes,
35
ma'am.
minutes,
Yes, ma'am. What's the next step, ma'am, then?
if you conclude that's well and good, the judges will then give their feedback, they'll do their scoring. See, you will identify, the mediators will identify the issues, right? There might not only be one issue, there might be two or three issues. So if you are able to resolve one issue in 10 minutes, like this team did in starting 15-20 minutes. They were able to resolve the first issue, so they moved on with the second issue. But the second issue was not completed in the due course of time, so they thought to conclude the session, right? So similarly, if you're able to resolve one issue in the given period of time, you can resolve that one and move on to second. But if you feel that it's too much for today and the parties might not able to fulfill the same resolve the second issue in the due course of time, you can adjourn the matter.
Ma'am, actually, I meant to ask that if in best case, obviously, the parties resolve all their disputes within 35 minutes, ma'am.
Yeah.
Ma'am, so would there be a reduction of marks for the rest 10 minutes?
No, there's no reduction.
Thank you.
It's a very good judicious utilization of time. There's a scoring criteria on that as well.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you. Okay, Harshit.
Yes, ma'am. I just wanted to ask that will we be getting any broadcast message in regards to the timings? Like this
Yes,
much
yes. The
amount of time.
volunteers would be there to assist you. They'll be time to time, they'll be guiding you that 15 minutes are left or 5 minutes are left. They'll be telling you.
Okay, ma'am. Thank you.
Griffith.
Yes, ma'am. Although it may not be that common, I wanted to ask if it's necessary that the parties should coalesce to the issues only presented in the mediation plan, or can they differ from that as well?
See, the alignment of the mediation plan and what you're doing in the oral rounds is not necessary. If you have written something in the mediation plan and you stick to it, that's very well. But in case you see it, because sometimes in the oral rounds, you don't know what the other party is coming up with. Your mediation plan hasn't been exchanged as it is being done in the moot court competition. So you can, on the basis of the facts and circumstances, you can amend the issues as well.
Thank you, ma'am. Yes.
Yeah. Neetu?
Hello, am I audible, ma'am?
Yes, you are.
Thank you, ma'am. Just a query regarding the private caucus. Since it's for a total of 7.5 minutes per party, let's say I've used up 2 minutes of the private caucus with the party to resolve the agenda. Now I have around 5.5 minutes left. So is that time gonna be lapsed, or can I use it to resolve another agenda by calling
Continue with
another
the
private
session.
caucus?
You'll continue with the session, right?
Right.
You will that timing would be added up in the 45 minutes that you have it to.
Right. So is there any provision for me to, use up the remaining time to call for another private caucus to
No,
resolve another agenda?
double caucus isn't allowed.
All right, ma'am. Thank you.
Ayush?
Hello, ma'am. I had a doubt regarding the private information
Ayush,
which will.
you are not audible appropriately. Please check your device.
Am I audible now, ma'am?
Yes.
Ma'am, the question I had was regarding the private information which we'll be getting. How will we receive that information? Would it be either the
You'll
mail
receive
or
you'll receive your separate WhatsApp group for requesting and responding party will be made in the early morning 7 a.m. All the confidential information will be shared 30 minutes before the round. So if your round starts from 8 a.m., you will be the confidential information will be shared to you by 7:30 a.m. sharp.
ma'am, wasn't there a provision for 1 hour before, if I'm wrong?
No, it's 30 minutes.
And
We'll
would the
try
inform
to keep it 1 hour so that you also get an appropriate time, but it's the maximum that we can do is 30 minutes.
and would the
So
information for prelims 2 and 1 would be different?
preliminary, yes. So the problem statement for preliminary round 1 and 2 is same. The only difference will come in the confidential information.
Okay, thank you.
Yes. Prashansa?
So first of all, very good morning, ma'am. I would like to ask that some information was also shared, like from the responding party, that there was a house EMI and all those things which he needs to pay. So these all information were not mentioned in the mock problem. So is it allowed to share like these types of statements?
General facts and circumstances, say suppose if Arjun and Ananya is married and they have a son and we have not mentioned. certain facts and circumstances based upon the situation can come in a flow, but try to stick to what has been mentioned in the preposition itself. General facts and circumstances which could have happened, say suppose a company has entered into a dispute, so there might be certain things that had come, or there is a matrimonial relationship, there might be certain abuse. If she says that her mother, she has faced abuse from her mother, and the preposition does not say that she has been beaten by her mother, so the abuse might comprise of the beating part as well. So general inclusion is allowed, but do not come to like she had an affair also, he had an affair also, so that thing do not deviate from that.
Okay, thank you so much, ma'am.
Yes. Okay, so I think there are no more questions, and with that we'll conclude this. Thank you everyone.